and all the suffering indigenous populations in the damnable zoological republic are set free. Chineke na nke pụrụ m ihe niile Chukwu okike abịa onye na-efe na aja aha nsọ ya mma mgbe niile. Onye ọbụla na ya na-achị eluigwe n'ụwa na-agba akaebe ịhụnanya gị na ebere gị amara gị n'ọmịiko gị ebe ndị gị na-eze ebede ngọzi. Anyị wee na-etoghị agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro. Iwe nye anyị ndụ ala nke dị n'uwere n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-asị na ịja mma niile otu niile dịrị aha nsọ gị. Onye ọbụla anyị aka ike niile na ọbadịrị aka ya. Anyị wee na-akpọku gị na-asị gị na nke ọma anyị ga-ekele gị nke ọjọọ ma anyị kelee gị. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma wee na-eto gị wee na-asọpụrụ gị n'isi ụmụ gị niile bụ ndị ikwu ndị wee ezi oku mgbe a kpọrọ ha ka ha wee chekwaa ala nsọ gị bụ Biafra onye nwe m na Chineke na ihe n'ikpere anyị nkwa na o mekataghị ka ndị iro wee were ala nsọ Biafra onye nwe m na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro ma ndị na-agba mgbagba ebe niile dị iche iche onye nwe m na Chineke nna n'ihere bụ nke ndị dị etu a n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-eto gị wee na-asị onye nwe anyị na Chineke nna nke pụrụ m ihe niile onye ọbụla anyị a na-azọpụta onye ọbụ naanị ya bụ okwu ya niile bụ ihe na amen. Anyị wee na-asị ezi ebube dị ngọzi na ọtụtụ na ịja mma na nsọpụrụ site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi. Ise ise ise.
Welcome, my amazing viewers. Thank you so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you are connecting from. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you so much and remember this. Remember, in this channel, we do not preach hate speech. We are not talking down on anybody, but we are setting the record straight, saying it exactly the way it is without being politically correct. We say live and let's live. And for those who have said they will not live, just like the Fulani Janjaweed have said that the indigenous people in the country of Nigeria will not live, they will not live either. And we are standing strong. Make sure we hear our opinion and let the world hear our voice. One of the major reasons why we are coming online on a daily basis is to make sure that the conventional media do not change the narrative. Most of the time you see them changing the narrative, playing it as if nothing is happening in the country of Nigeria. They show it as if all is well. They try to play down on things and they blame the victim instead of blaming the oppressor. That is why we come online on a daily basis to set the record straight and say it exactly the way it is. And today, here I am again, saying the same thing that I've been saying at all time. The Biafrans must be free. Biafran land must be free. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be released unconditionally because he has not committed any crime known to man. He has not committed any crime known to man, and no law court in the planet Earth has convicted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It has never happened. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is innocent of all charges that have been presented against him. He was kidnapped from Kenya and renditioned to Nigeria, and today he is suffering in the hand of the DSS. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu condition in DSS is not okay. It is not okay. It doesn't matter what anybody is saying at any angle. It is not okay. And the most important thing that matters to every single Biafran and every human rights activist and anybody that sincerely fight for justice should be the freedom of speech. If you are on your platform speaking and you do not make the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu the primary aim of your broadcast, you are wasting your time. Any broadcast that is being offered online by anybody, by any media, without making the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a primary objective, you are wasting your time. More especially those of them who claim to be speaking for Biafra. You will come for your platform and you are not making the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu your primary aim of coming online. You are on your own. We know whom you are. You are not standing with the people. You cannot be talking of Biafra without talking about the release, unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Anybody who is talking about Biafra should talk of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be free, because the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the freedom of Biafra. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not being freed, Biafra cannot be free. And today, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not silent. He has cried out and told us the condition of things in wherever he's being kept in DSS. His condition is not well, and the lawyers are helpless. They are helpless. That is why they cried out. That is why they came out to give that statement. The lawyers did not just release that statement for you to be angry. They didn't release that statement for you to begin to shout or begin to make noise. They wrote that statement to show you that their hands are tied. And what are you going to do at ordinary people? The lawyers need our help. They are doing their own part, the best way they know they can do it, but they need our help. you can see in the last court appearance, they were barred from coming into the court. That is the extent the Janjaweed can go to see that they hold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu bound. That is the extent the Janjaweed can go to make sure that they delay the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The lawyers cried out so that you and I will begin to add our own voice. You and I will shout on top of our voices. We will continue to protest on top of our voices. We will continue to sit at home more than we have ever done. That was why that information was brought up by the lawyers. They need our help. They need your help. They need my help. If you are speaking for the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the freedom and restoration of Biafra, continue to speak now louder than ever. If you value your own life and the life of unborn children, it doesn't matter your tribe, it doesn't matter your religion, it doesn't matter your ethnicity, it doesn't matter your location. Speak up for the release, unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is the right thing to do. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not only fighting for the Igbos. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not only fighting for the Biafrans. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not only fighting for the Southerners. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not only fighting for indigenous tribes in contemporary Nigeria. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not only fighting for bright states. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a symbol of justice and is fighting for justice for every man and woman living on the planet Earth. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not a terrorist. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is speaking up for you and I. They can give him any name that they care. The enemy will always give you any name they like. But the name the enemy gives to you, is that your name? Do you want to answer the name that the enemy gives to you? Of course it is just the name. And your enemy can never give you a better name. In the past, so many people have been given that same name they are giving Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today. So many people are being called terrorists. Many prominent men that we celebrate today, we are called terrorists. Nelson Mandela, that everybody celebrates today in the whole planet Earth. Nelson Mandela was called a terrorist when he was fighting for the freedom of his own people. Martin Luther King was regarded as a terrorist when he was fighting for the freedom of the blacks. So many other people were regarded as terrorists when they were fighting. Even Dr. Nnamdi Kanu, that fought for this useless one Nigeria, was regarded as a terrorist by British when he was fighting for one Nigeria. Obafemi Awolowo was also regarded as a terrorist while he was fighting for his own people. And today, every charges you see they are presenting against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they have presented against the people whom we are celebrating today as our founding fathers, who have spoken for their own people. Those charges were presented against them, but at the end of the day, they were vindicated and they are being celebrated today. That is what will show you that everything that has been said about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it's a blatant lie. When you hear information about him, go and make verification. Ask questions. Watch his videos. Watch what he's saying. Is he making sense? Is he making a case? Does he have a case? Of course, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have a case, and the world knows that. That is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can broadcast on every platform. That is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can speak to everybody. That is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu can travel all over the world. Even when they were attacking him terrorists, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was traveling all over the world. Until when he came to black man's country, in a place where rule of law does not work. Until when he came to a black nation, Kenya, where rule of law does not work, they kidnapped him. An innocent man. There is no place where it is said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu committed any crime in Kenya. There is no place they said Mazi Nnamdi Kanu entered Kenya illegally. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is somebody who is popular. You can't tell me that you don't know who he is. The whole world knows Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He make life brokers. You know him, I know him, we see him. He is not a ghost. But when he came to African country to preach the gospel and do his business, they kidnapped him in Kenya. Kidnapped him and renditioned him to Nigeria to be killed. But Chukwuka saved him. And today, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in the hand of enemy, crying out. You see people coming to talk about the issue of Mazi. Instead of talking about the issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you see people standing on a platform that is supposed to be a platform of revolution, a platform of freedom, where freedom of the people have to be preached. You stand on that pulpit, you talk and talk and talk, and you will never talk about the freedom of that man who is standing as a symbol of freedom. What does that show? It shows you have lost touch and you don't know what you're doing. It shows you have lost touch and you don't know what you are doing. May Chukwuka have mercy on all of you. Everyone that is standing against the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, everyone that is fighting against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that is as white as snow, you will surely pay dearly for what you are doing. I always say it. You will regret, and it will be better that you were not born than you are born, because you, a generation, is going to suffer for whatever you are doing against our freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You can see the symbol of justice. Somebody who is fighting for you and I. All you have to do is to continue to fight against every standard that he laid down. What a shame. What a shame. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have laid a standard of a standard of truth and consistency. You say something today, they call you tomorrow, say the same thing. You say something yesterday, they call you yesterday, say the same thing. Today, say the same, tomorrow, say the same thing. Stand on the same platform and say what you want to say. Sincerely and truthfully. That is the foundation I know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have laid on the ground. That is why each time he comes on the platform, he tells you that he is as white as snow. And that is how we expect every member of IPOB. If you call yourself a member of IPOB, it doesn't matter if you're in the leadership or you're a follower, you are supposed to be as white as snow. Be sincere and straightforward in your argument and anything you are bringing forward. If you are not truthful, of course you are not a follower of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If you are not sincere, of course you are standing on your own. If you are speaking against those who are sincere and fighting for the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you are not his follower. If you want to know those who are followers of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they are the people who are fighting sincerely and speaking up for the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It doesn't matter the language they use to speak about it. It doesn't matter how they go about it. It doesn't matter how they speak it. Anybody standing on his or her own platform calling for the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it doesn't matter the language they use or the action they take. They are the true followers of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And when you see such people, follow them. But when you see those ones who are busy gossiping, speaking against those who are standing for truth, you know whom they are, who they are working for. Stay away from them. When you hear people talking against someone in his or her own platform, go and make verification. Take time to go and watch the video of those people they are condemning and see what they are talking about, if they are making sense. See their argument. See the origin of their argument. From everything we are seeing, it is so sad when I see some Biafrans still saying they are confused. There is nothing to be confused about the situation of the struggle now. There is nothing to be confused about the message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Message of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is message of truth, message of freedom, message of consistency. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be released unconditionally. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter the pranks you are playing. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be released unconditionally. And you as a human, whatever platform you are using, as an ordinary person, continue to speak up. As I am speaking, as an ordinary person, I am speaking on my own platform. As an ordinary person, in my opinion, because I know Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I trust him, I have listened to him from day one up to today. He has never deviated from what he's fighting for. And what he is fighting for is the freedom of every indigenous tribe in the country of God, Nigeria, not only the Biafrans. He is concerned about everybody. Even the Janjaweed, he's concerned about their situation. He has been crying and shouting. And today they are holding him DSS, and all you have to do is to fold your hand. And some people who are doing things that are working, you are talking down on them. The Umuada in the United States, they are doing something we can say visible. They are speaking angrily. It doesn't matter the language they use. It doesn't matter how they talk about it. It doesn't matter who they condemn and how they speak. They are speaking up for their own son who is being held in captive. They are speaking up for their own son. And you don't blame a mother that lost a son. You don't joke with such mother. A mother that is looking for her son, you don't joke with the mother. They can use any language, they can say anything they want to say. They have the right to say what they say. If you don't want them to say what they are saying, go and get their own son and give to them. Provide their son for them. That is what they are asking for. Shame to you, as many as are speaking against Umuada in the United States. As many as are speaking against our mothers who are crying for their husband, for their son, who is being kidnapped. Shame to you. Chukwu Kugabiyama is going to give you your punishment when the time comes. And the time is going to come very soon. It's going to come very soon. On those who are saying they are fighting for political solution, do not talk down on the people who are going on civil disobedience. Civil disobedience have become the greatest tool you can use in freedom fighting. The greatest and the most peaceful means to fight for your freedom has been civil disobedience. And in our own part, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have been able to introduce the sit at home. Hold that seat at home very tight. Hold it very tight. All of you have seen what is playing out in Biafra land. In Biafra land, in our mama, in our junction, you saw the way military destroyed our mama, destroyed people's house and property, because they claim that unknown gunmen attacked them. When unknown gunmen attack you, what do you have to do? You will pursue the unknown gunmen, capture them, and do what you want to do with them. Take them out. That is the job of the military. The job of the military is to fight the enemy, not to fight the citizens. Which law on the planet Earth says that whenever a crime is committed in an area, that the whole people who are living in that area should be held accountable, their house be burned and killed. Which law? Which law says that? But this is what the Janjaweed are doing, because we have a terrorist government in Nigeria. This is what they're doing. Each time there is an attack in a particular area, they will go to that area and burn down the property of the Biafrans that are living there, kill people, burn their homes and their properties. That is what have transpired in Olu. They claim that the unknown gunmen attacked them. Instead of you going after the unknown gunmen, as you claim that you are well-trained military men with all the equipment in this world that you have, you can't go after the enemy that attacked you. You can't go and capture the enemy that attacked you, the so-called unknown gunmen. Even when we know that unknown gunmen are part of you. Unknown gunmen, you have been doing it, you have been playing the unknown gunmen game. It is not today you started it. You want to make sure you use that to demonize the sit at home that the Biafrans are doing. You want to use it to demonize the sit at home that Biafrans are doing on their own, willingly, to ask for the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You cannot succeed. Biafrans are awake, and the world is watching. The world is watching. See the rate of destruction that they have caused in that very place. Destroy people's properties, destroy homes, including the police station, set places on fire, simply because they had an exchange of fire with their own unknown gunmen. For how many months have we talking about unknown gunmen? And a country that claims to have a security outfit, they have the police, they have the military, with all the equipment they have, they cannot be able to get those who call themselves unknown. Remember what one of their past military head of state said, that whenever something starts and continues to happen for more than a month, the government is involved in it. Any crime that persists more than a month, that the government have a hand in it. It was a former general that said it. Abacha said it. Babangida supported it. That whenever a crime happens in a country and continues to happen for more than a month, the government is involved in it. Today, they are playing the script of the unknown gunmen. This is the system they have used to destroy Biafra land. If these people are so powerful, we had here, you and I were here when a military jet was shot down. Military jets was shot down by terrorists, including the chief of army staff plane, shot down, and they killed the chief of army staff. A chief of army staff was killed. We didn't hear that that village was burnt down. There was no record that the village was burned down in the north. When they shot down an aircraft, we didn't hear that the whole northern state was rampaged. We didn't hear that that village was bombed. But today, simply because they exchanged fire with their own people, a fire that they enacted by themselves, they will go and destroy a total village. This is not the first time it's happening. It happened in Uguta last time. This time it's in our mama. Superheaded by Hope Uzodinma, an evil man. Hope Uzodinma, whom the people of Imo State never elected in power. Somebody that the Janjaweed took all the way from number 4 to be the governor of Imo State. Now we are all seeing why they appointed Hope Uzodinma. Today you are seeing the reason why the Asorok appointed Hope Uzodinma to be the governor of Imo State, in order to destroy Biafra land and make Biafra land ungovernable, make Biafra land a battlefield. They know very well that Imo State, more especially, has been the most peaceful state we have in that country from called Nigeria. Biafra land as a whole has been the most peaceful section of that country. Today, they are trying to transport their evil in the north to the southern part of Nigeria by all means possible, including using their own military, in their military uniform, using DSS, in their DSS uniform, to cause mayhem. There is no record anywhere that the people who are doing the kidnapping and killings are people from the southern part of Nigeria. There's no record. But each time you see, we all know, even people who are victims of kidnappings, they have always come to make a confession that people that have kidnapped them are people from the north, Fulanis. I have never seen any confession by somebody who was kidnapped. I have never seen any confession by somebody who was kidnapped and they say they are people from the south, let alone being a Biafra. No, it has not happened. All the people that have been kidnapped in the past that came out to say their ordeal, that they escaped, they came to confess that people that kidnapped them were Fulanis. But instead of going against that Fulanis, going against those terrorists and kidnappers, they are going against the innocent people. Today, the script they are playing, each time you see the police parading kidnappers on the television, it will be people from the south. Each time you see them parading kidnappers armed robbers and killers, they will parade people from the south. But the Fulani headers who are killing, the bandit Fulanis who are killing, you can never see them parade them anywhere. You can never ever see them parade them anywhere. What does that tell you? Evil agenda against our people. It is so sad that the people who are supposed to protect us are even playing along with the Janjaweed. The people who are supposed to protect you and I are playing along with the Janjaweed. That is why I do not believe on anything that it has to call political solution. It doesn't work. If the politicians in the southeastern part of Nigeria, if the politicians in Biafra land want good and they are thinking of their own people, what they are supposed to do is to stand shoulder to shoulder with their people and protest on Monday. Protest on Monday with your people. Come out in the open and protest in your Monday with your people. If you value the life of your people, if you value your own life, come out on a Monday, protest with your own people and ask for the unconditional release of Mazi Kanu, who is fighting the battle that you are supposed to fight. Mazi Kanu is fighting the battle that these elites, so-called elites, governors or whatever are supposed to fight. They are not fighting. Mazi Kanu have taken upon himself to sacrifice himself, and he is in dungeon today. What you have to do is to come and protest openly. Nobody's going to shoot you. The Janjaweed will not shoot. They can only kill you secretly when you are hiding on your own small corner. When you continue to hide on your own small corner and begin to talk from your own small corner, they will kill you. Definitely they will. Because that is the next chapter they're going to open. That is the next chapter they're going to open. Biafrans, we will never stop the sit at home. It doesn't matter. If you like, you can burn all the houses in Biafra land. We will continue to sit at our home. If you like, continue to burn and destroy, to demonize the sit at home. We will continue to sit at home until Mazi Kanu is released unconditionally. And any Biafra that feels that he wants to play with his or her own life, go to your business and go your way. If anything happens to you, it is up to you. If any Biafra decide to gamble his or her own life to come out on a day of sit at home, on Monday sit at home, Monday is have been given out. Until Mazi Kanu is being released, Monday remains a sit at home. If you are coming out on Monday at your own risk, you are risking your life. If anything happens to you, that is your business. You don't blame anybody. Because the message is clear. The message is clear. Political solution. If you are going to continue to go on your political position, but the masses are going on civil disobedience, and we will increase it. We are going to increase the pressure until Mazi Kanu is being released. Because whatever you are saying, we cannot hear it. After all, when you are talking of dialogue, nobody called you for dialogue. You only went to Abuja to beg. It wasn't a dialogue. If Abuja wants a dialogue, it is Abuja that will call you. That is why you have to protest with your people. Come out. Every political elite in the Biafra land, every elder in Biafra land, every chief, Igbe, or whatever you call yourself, come out and protest with the masses. When you protest with the masses, Abuja will invite you. When you go there, we talk about negotiation. You can't go. We are not asking you for beg. You don't beg for your life from your enemy. Because the plan of your enemy is to kill you, to destroy you. The plan of the enemy is to steal, to kill, and to destroy. That is the only plan the enemy has. You can't go and be begging the enemy. You can't give your life to an enemy and you say you're begging. You have to take your freedom, take your life away, save your life from the enemy. And that is what every Biafrans are doing. And we will continue to do so until Mazi Kanu is being released unconditionally. Whatever anybody is saying, you are on your own. You can see what is going on in Biafra land. Awo, to be precise. Awo, Mama, you see, house is burned. So many of you have seen the video. Let's watch. That is the situation. How many of these your politicians have come to speak up about this? The people who are going for political solution to free Nnamdi Kanu, how many of them have come out to tell these killers to go back to their barrack? How many of them have come to call attention of these killer people, these terrorists that have the uniform? How many of them have come to call these terrorists in uniform to go back to their barracks, wherever they come to go back to the north and face the insecurity in the north? How many of them? They have never come to do that. You see even the Northerners coming to demonize the South. Meanwhile, the Souths are not even demonizing the Northerners. They are not talking about them. The North don't want to talk about. They have already handed their own section over to terrorists. But as we are trying to secure our own side, they are making sure that we don't secure our life. And those who are supposed to be fighting along with us, instead of supporting their own people, they are speaking against us. Chukwu will take all of you out. You can never succeed. It doesn't matter how you try. It doesn't matter how you try. It doesn't matter how you try. The unknown gunmen that we know are members of DSS. They formed it, the politician for it. They confessed about it. Hope Uzodinma confessed that unknown gunmen are his fellow politicians. And today, he himself is using the unknown gunmen to fight against IPOB and ESN. Therefore, he accepted that it is politically motivated. Anambra State governor also said the same thing, that unknown gunmen are politicians. They are the ones that are supporting the unknown gunmen. And today they are destroying property of innocent people because of that same unknown gunmen that they have formed in order to demonize the struggle. They cannot succeed. It doesn't matter what they do. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gave us Eastern Security Network to protect the people. Eastern Security Network, listen and listen again. They have always been in the bushes and they continue to be in the bushes. Their duty is in the bush, not in the city. That is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told us. And if you have forgotten, I am going to play the script for you again, for you to understand where we are and what to do. Our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has always said it. ESN duty is in the bushes, not in the home. They are not Biafran army. They are there to protect you and I from the terrorists in the bushes. If you want to do business, come to the town and do business. So, unknown gunmen has nothing to do with ESN. Neither do they have anything to do with IPOB. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has not formed any armed group. He formed security outfit to protect the southeastern part of Nigeria from the invaders. And their duty is in the forest, not at home. They are always there 24 hours of the day. They are still there, even as I'm speaking to you. They have not been to the city. So if anybody is telling you anything contrary to this, that is a pure lie. Let us listen directly from our student Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, His Excellency, our spring leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, once again.
They have not done anything to secure our lives and our properties. That is why we felt it is necessary for us to do the right thing to protect our land, or else we will go the way that the Hausa people went. And we are not going to allow that, not under our watch. They have managed to fragment our people. They have managed to divide us. No governor in the southeast or south-south has the courage nor the conviction to stand up to defend the people. Therefore, we must. Therefore, IPOB must defend our land to the very last blood in our bones. We are not going to stop. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever, until we rid our farms and our forests of every vestige of Fulani Janjaweedism. This evening, I'm announcing it, that our forests and our farmlands shall be free of Fulani terror presence. They cannot dwell in our bushes. They can bring down their cattle to do their business, after which we expect them to domicile in our cities and in our towns, to rent houses like any other group of people. If they decide to venture into our forests and into our farms, they will have us to contend with. We do not care who they come with. We don't care if they come with their army, their air force, or whoever is supporting this caliphate relentless incursion into the south. We shall meet them head on. We shall confront them. I do not want to hear about any rape of a mother anywhere starting from this very night. I don't want to hear that any daughter of Biafra has been abducted anywhere in our territory, because starting from this very evening, our forests and our farmlands are no-go areas for Fulani terrorists masquerading as headsmen. Because the Fulani very cleverly discovered that the only way they can defeat our people is by dividing us. That is why all the governors of the South-South and the Southeast never got together to float any security outfit capable of defending our land. None of them did. Absolutely none. Even what their counterparts are doing in Yoruba land, they cannot replicate. What ordinary terrorist group like Miyetti Allah is doing, your so-called governors cannot do it, because they are cowards. They are beholden to the caliphate. They have come to do the bidding of the Fulani Janjaweed, and we can't allow them in our land. If they want to serve the Fulani caliphate, they can go to the north and do it. Not in Biafra land, not anymore, not from this very night. That is why this very announcement is being made before the full view of the international community, that they may understand how serious we are, how determined we are. As somebody quite rightly said, the only way to eat an elephant is by cutting it into pieces. The only way the Fulani Janjaweed can overwhelm us is by dividing us. If you are an agent of Fulani Caliphate, if you have come to do the bidding of Fulani Janjaweed in our land, I am asking you this very evening to retrace your steps. Because again, starting from this very day, anywhere Biafrans are killed, any governor, any police commissioner who tolerates the massacre of innocent people will pay very dearly for it. Will pay very, very dearly for it. Do not underestimate our resolve. Because this evening, first of all, I speak as a human being who is possessed of a compatriot spirit and empathy with the suffering of human beings everywhere, especially in the zoo that Britain created called Nigeria. Second, I speak as a witness to the suffering of Biafrans at the hands of their so-called fellow citizens in the zoo called Nigeria. And what we want to make abundantly clear is that we are warning everybody who is a stakeholder in the zoo about our determination and our resolve to ensure that our land is defended. This is a resolution we have reached, and it is cast in stone. I know that some people may say that Amotekun has some veneer of legal backing from their various houses of assembly in the West, that we must also seek to do the same in the East. We are letting them understand this very that our land is under occupation. The land of Biafra is under occupation with the tacit approval of those you call your political leaders. They have sold us down the drain. They have benefited from the relentless onslaught of a government determined to exterminate Biafrans, especially their youths. We are not beholden to them, because today we present to the world our first and our last line of defense against Fulani Janjaweed inspired murderous anarchy and mayhem across the entire Middle Belt and the South. The Eastern Security Network is here to bring to an end years of Fulani Miyetti Allah terrorism in our land. This very security outfit is modeled, as I have said before, along the lines of Amoteku in the West, and even the vigilante group formed by Miyetti Allah themselves. Therefore, we are going to secure the entire Southeast and South-South, which is the former East, with the necessary assurance that crimes such as kidnapping, armed robbery, illegal abduction of innocent people is brought to an end very imminently. We must bring all these things to an end. We must understand that years of torment has come to an end. I also appreciate the fact that some of you, those who are in the service or in the pay of the Zoological Republic, I know that some of you cannot fathom what we are about to unveil this very evening. You thought that pictures were overwhelming. After this broadcast, the entire video will be released. That all of you may understand how serious we are, that we have come determined to do the will of the Most High Elohim. What is our story? I ask. Our story is that we have been killed for very many years. Just days ago, Fulani Muslims, yes, Fulani, call them headsmen, call them Miyetti Allah, call them Boko Haram, call them ISIS in West Africa. They murdered over 100 rice farmers, purportedly Christians, in cold blood in Borno State. Am I upset about it? Of course I am. Are we grieving? Of course we are grieving. But it is very, very disheartening, very, very discouraging that up until now, the international community have failed to do something about the murderous outrage perpetrated by Fulani terrorists on a daily basis against innocent indigenous populations in the zoo called Nigeria. Sometimes I feel disconnected, sometimes outrage and anger over these killings and the insincerity, the duplicitousness, and the profound lacking of seriousness, or should I say, stark appreciation of history. Our people, we do not learn, we have never learned, and until we rise up, all of us, one after the other, to support these very glorious efforts we are making to secure our land, our enemies will triumph over us. But heaven will forbid it. We will ensure that that will never happen in our time. You might ask, what is history? It is a very dark, hideous history of our people, banned by those who rose to power on the ashes of a genocide they themselves committed. It is a history banned in schools out of a sense of denial, yet it is a history still accessible to anybody and everybody who is willing to learn. On the trajectory that we have decided to embark upon, there is no going back. People are going to call, I know that for sure. There are those who may be interested to understand the reason why we do things the way we do it. In the fullness of time, they will come to appreciate the benefit of our tenacity, the benefit of our dedication and devotion to ensuring that Biafra land is secured. There were those in the Middle Belt in years gone by who stupidly joined in committing genocide, dishonestly, I must say, against the people of Biafra. They called it a civil war. They said they fought that very war to unite Nigeria. That same Nigeria is now killing everybody, or should I say, presiding over a reign of terrorism from Fulani Janjaweed. All of you are now regretting it. History is now repeating itself. What transpired against Biafrans, all the conspiracy against Biafra, is now being visited upon those very people that helped the Fulani Janjaweed terrorist caliphate to inflict what amounted to the second worst genocide in the history of the world. Some of them are weeping. We are all weeping. But none of you wept for Eastern Nigeria, so to speak, which is land of Biafra. None of you wept for the Igbo when they are being massacred. None of you wept for the Efik. None of you wept for Anang. None of you wept for even Ejo and other ethnic groups that made up Eastern Nigeria. None of you ever wept for us. We died that your useless Nigeria may be won, and today all of us are dying. But one day, weeping must come to an end. We have decided not to weep anymore. We have decided not to cry anymore. We have decided not to complain anymore. We have decided not to petition anybody anymore. But I'm sure by the time the Fulani Janjaweed gets exactly what they're looking for in our land, the world will be forced to intervene. This very security outfit is very, very proactive. It has been set up that very way. We are going to confront every enemy. We are going to confront anybody who will come to kill us. Because trust me, they will come. As somebody once said, there is a method in our madness. We will draw their army down into our land. Their flanks will be opened up. Their villages will be occupied by bandits and terrorists that they themselves created. That by the time they are done and we have sent them packing from Biafra land, they will have no home to go to. All of them don't have no home to go to. The zoo is finished. And there is nothing anybody can do about it. We are not going to keep on weeping. This very evening, we want to remind the world that Fulani terrorists massacred us at Nimbo. They killed us at Ozowani. They came to my house with uniforms and killed over 28 people, as a result of which my parents died. These people will continue killing. All of you are witness to what happened in Obibo. We cannot allow such to happen again. And any governor who foolishly sides with the zoo to inflict death, pain, and suffering upon our people will be held personally responsible, himself and his family. Himself and his family. And all of you that participated or encouraged the slaughter of the innocent at Obibo, you all will be held accountable at the right time. You cannot go free, including Wike. You cannot go free. I assure you, I'm saying it so that the world can hear. So that the day you meet your nemesis, they will know that I announced it live on air. If they want us to go to ICC, we go to ICC. Any court in the world they want us to go to, we'll go there. But Wike cannot go free. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. And the same goes for any other idiotic governor that may want to kill our people. It will no longer happen. In the coming days and weeks, people are going to come out to protest. This very Eastern Security Network will provide much needed security for protesters across Biafra land. I repeat, they will provide security for peaceful protesters across Biafra land. Any idiot in uniform that wants to dare us, you're more than welcome to do so. But you will bear the brunt and the consequences will be very, very dire, I assure you. I assure you. Those of you that bore witness to what happened at Zakibiam, at OD, Emene, Obibo, Isiama Farugu, in Aba, in Atampo, must know that we cannot allow such senseless state-sponsored massacre of the innocent to continue. We can't allow it. We will never, ever allow it. Therefore, I am placing the United Nations on notice, the EU, British government, the US government, that wherever the Nigerian army goes in again to massacre innocent people, we are going to retaliate. We will retaliate. OPB will be the last time any sitting governor anywhere will give the order for innocent people to be killed. Should that happen again, that governor will die. I am saying it, so you cut out this very clip and send it to the ICC, so they can have it there with them. And all these criminals, all these murderers, we shall meet them there. Should the need arise. You cannot go about killing innocent people and you expect them to do nothing. It is impossible. Absolutely impossible. It cannot happen. We have come to die for what we believe in. We have come that we may be free. The zoo called Nigeria was created by a white man, not an African. Named by a white woman, not a black African woman. It has no right to exist. And anybody that kills in the name of Nigeria will be held responsible by us. Because it seems that the ICC doesn't want to do anything. It seems that all the courts of the world are silent as innocent people, men, women, and children are being slaughtered on a daily basis in Nigeria. We can't allow that to continue. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. This very Eastern Security Network is not, and I repeat, is not the army of Biafra. When the time comes for us to raise the army of Biafra, we shall announce it to the whole world. It is merely a vigilante group, the same way you have Amotekun and Miyetti Allah's national vigilante in Nigeria. That is why we must all be very, very measured in how we approach the issues that confront us at this very critical time of our history. We must remain resolute and determined. All those in the pay of Janjaweed that will come to try to discourage you from supporting this very wonderful initiative that none of your governors were able to do. As some of you will see in the video that will be posted or published after this very broadcast, you will see that we are united all the way from Kogi down to the Atlantic Ocean. We are one family and indivisible. We are not going to allow ourselves to become distracted by paid agents of the damnable Zoological Republic. Self-defense is a constitutional right. Self-determination is not a crime, but a right under the laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and customary international law. Therefore, I make no apologies for pursuing Biafra relentlessly and determinedly. It can never stop. Those who underestimate our resolve do so at their own peril. As I've said before, we are not alive, we are dead already. When you see men, you will understand how determined we are. But there is one thing we have resolved to do. From today onwards, the death of every Biafran will be avenged. If you kill a Biafran, you will be killed. No matter who you are, we will keep pursuing you until you die. You have no peace and you have no rest. I'm saying it on video that the whole world may understand. In 1966, the world kept quiet as Biafrans were slaughtered in their numbers, 300,000 in the north. 67 to 70, over 3.5 million people were killed. Nobody stood trial for it. Rwanda lost less than 100,000 people. ICC and international courts were convened to try those who were responsible, or should I say, those who were culpable. The same thing in Liberia. But because you killed us between 66 and 1970 and nothing happened, and from 1945 to 1966 and nothing happened, that was the reason, or should I say, that is the reason why the Fulanis will keep coming to kill us on a daily basis. Right now, from this day onwards, if you kill us, we are going to kill you. The men are ready. They have come to defend Biafra land, not to separate from Nigeria, no. We are going to accomplish that via a referendum. But if you come to our villages now to rape our mothers or abduct our sisters, you will die in the process. Any governor found aiding any of these people or giving our land to Fulani Janjaweed will be in trouble with us. Let me make one thing abundantly clear to all of you listening. We have resolved to die for what we believe in. And our belief is simple, very, very simple, that we are going to defend the land of Biafra with all our might. Not in pursuit of secession, as the idiots would say, but in pursuit of the defense of our land so that our mothers can go to the farm without the risk of being raped and torn to pieces. Some of you saw what happened at Uli. How a very beautiful young Biafran lady went to the farm and never came back. She was not only raped, her body was mutilated, cut into pieces and strewn all across her farmland. None of you did anything. Anambra State governor did nothing. Instead, he went along to appoint the same people that committed such heinous crime against the land itself into his cabinet. These are the idiots we are having to contend with in the land of Biafra. And we are saying enough is enough. If you're part of this very conspiracy to emasculate the children of God, to destroy Biafra land, then you are grossly mistaken. I know that the Fulani Janjaweed are not highly educated, they are not polished, they are not discerning, they cannot reason very well. Let me make this very, very clear. The Eastern Security Network is what it is. An organized vigilante outfit, rather than restricting the activities of the defense of our land to maybe Enugu State or Delta State or even Bayelsa State, for instance. We have resolved to defend the entirety of Biafran territory. Allow me to repeat, because some of you are not educated enough to understand what we are saying. I am addressing this to the Fulani Janjaweed. Allow me to repeat. The Eastern Security Network is there to safeguard our land, to stop Fulani terrorists from Mali, from Gambia, from coming into our land to kill us. Our mothers must return to their farms, and our daughters must be able to move about very, very freely. The only way out of the mess people are in Nigeria is that people should stop talking and doing the work necessary to free everybody from this Fulani-inspired bondage. Today, people died, or should I say a lawmaker was killed in Yoruba land. This same day, today, in Benue State, 4 people were killed. Even in Katsina, young boys were abducted, and girls, as a matter of fact, from the dormitories. That is the level of insecurity in Nigeria, and people are dying on a daily basis. Are you going to sit down, just lament, talk about it, and nothing happens? Or are you going to join us to ensure that this reign of Fulani terrorism and insecurity is brought to an end? That is what we are for. That is why this very security outfit has been set up. And that is the work they are going to do. And nobody, and I repeat, nobody is going to stop us. Extrajudicial killings will no longer be tolerated. Any police commissioner, any commander of whatever army unit you are, you bring out your men to come and kill innocent people, you and your family will also die. Because that is the only language you idiots understand. When people keep quiet, you kill them. You have stifled peaceful protests. You have killed people. You have lied about it. And you think you will go on killing innocent people. It can no longer happen, not in Biafra land. Elsewhere you can try it, not in Biafra land. Although the ICC have belatedly decided to investigate atrocities by the Nigerian Army, police, and politicians, sadly, their intervention has come very, very late. Very, very late indeed. A lot of people have died, and a lot of families are angry and they are grieving. And they want vengeance. And I do not blame them. And I can never blame them, regardless of the enormity or gravity of action or actions they may take in order to avenge the death of their loved ones. Therefore, if you're a politician or a commander and you are involved in the killing of people, know that your life is no longer safe. I can assure you. Cut what I'm saying and send it to ICC, send it to the US government, send it to everybody. I want us to go to that court in ICC and we present the catalog of destruction and mayhem and of terrorism perpetrated by the Nigerian government itself. And we'll see who will be convicted. If you think that the likes of Wike can do your dirty job for you, then you are grossly mistaken. Because Wike understands the mess that he's in. He can never be a free man until the day he dies. I'm saying it in the public so the whole world can hear. Wike doesn't deserve to live. He doesn't. And that goes for any other governor that will preside over the killing of innocent people. They have made the zoo ungovernable, not us. Our job is to defend our land, and that is exactly what we are going to do. You know, they love doubting us all the time. They think we are joking. But from tomorrow, the music will change. I thank all of you very much for listening this very evening. Those who doubt what we are doing or the sincerity of our efforts must understand that we have come and there is no going back.
After hearing the voice of Nnamdi Kanu, are you not yet convinced? May Chukwu Abiyama continue to guide and protect every Biafran that is genuinely fighting for freedom. May Chukwu Abiyama continue to protect every single Biafran, wherever you are, fighting genuinely for freedom of our people. May Chukwu Abiyama continue to protect every Oduduwa member, fighting genuinely for their freedom. May Chukwu Abiyama continue to protect every Bidu Betan that is fighting for freedom. May Chukwu Abiyama continue to protect every single person in the contraction called Nigeria, every indigenous tribe fighting for their freedom in that contraction. May Chukwu Abiyama continue to protect you. May Chukwu Abiyama continue to protect Sunday Igboho wherever he is. Strengthen Sunday Igboho, equip him with strength and knowledge so that soon he will come out and continue the struggle. May Chukwu Abiyama bring out Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, secure him, give him good health, strengthen him, give him strength, give him more wisdom. Send the spiritual angels to continue to guide him and protect him and give him medication. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, nothing will happen to you. Nothing will happen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He will join us very, very soon. It doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter what they do. May Chukwu Abiyama continue to strengthen Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Grant him more revelation so that he can be able to send more words to us on what to do or how to go about it. He has told us a lot. Chukwu Abiyama has spoken to us enough through Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and given us so many revelations. Why are you still sitting back? May Chukwu Abiyama continue to guide and prosper Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Strengthen him. It doesn't matter what they do. They will kill us. We will kill them. At the end of the day, Biafra will definitely come. Thank you so much for watching wherever you are watching from. And remember this. Bye-bye. See you again on the next video.